Fala galera, beleza? Eu sou o Sobrevivente, sejam todos muito bem-vindos a mais um episódio de The Invincible. Estamos à procura do Dr. Gorsky. Bora lá, vamos ver aonde que esse cara se meteu, hein? Será que ele vai estar vivo? Deixa eu pegar o meu... Opa, tem alguma coisa aqui no nosso radar. Será que ele tá captando o robozinho? Eu acho que sim, né? Porque a gente não consegue se aproximar mais. Esse lugar é muito sinistro, né?
Whilst traversing this planet, I'm becoming more and more convinced that what I know is not the same as what exists. What can exist.
I must admit it's an interesting thought, and quite disturbing.
Caramba, olha a cratera lá embaixo. Vou dar uma acelerada aqui. Poder embaçar o visor.
Dr. Gorski, are you here somewhere?
Caramba, achei que ela tinha encontrado. Que coisa estranha. Parece que tá saindo alguma coisa das plantas.
These bushes are kind of weird.
Ainda bem que não sou só eu que acho, né?
I'd like a brief description. Just keep a distance.
Allow me to use the language I would use to describe living forms, sir.
Of course.
So they look like pituitary, brush-like formations.
Ele fala pra gente manter distância e a gente vai cada vez mais perto. Opa.
Astrogator, Gorski's not here. I'm afraid he continued to explore. And if he went where I think he did, he might have lost contact with the camp as well as Dragonfly.
So we will most likely lose contact too.
Possibly. Well, there's only one way to be certain. It's your decision, sir.
Please continue your search. We have to find him.
É possível que eu não volte. Sim, é a decisão certa, né? A gente não pode abandonar o Dr. Gorsky.
That's the unwritten rule, isn't it? Under no circumstances do we leave anyone behind.
That's right, Doctor. You can lose everything else, but you have to have the crew on board. The living and the dead. This is one of the most...
Ixi, já era.
The line's breaking up, but I understood. I'll let you know, sir, when I come out of the tunnel.
Altitude 24,000. Speed 250. Go smoothly on that. Already at 12,000. Throttle down. 30 seconds till touchdown. Everything's looking good. Over?
Roger that.
Altitude 5,000. Ignition 10%. I record data dropout, but otherwise still looking good. Entering final descent.
Copy. Entering final. Hopper has landed. I repeat, Hopper has landed. Astrogator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Any side effects? Landing wasn't too hard on you?
All good? Spine still in one piece. No signs of overstrain. Not even shortness of breath.
Perfect. Hopefully the hike to camp goes just as smoothly.
I'm going outside.
Visibility?
100%. The dust has already settled. I've located the second lander. Our people are still on this planet.
Ah, very good. I was afraid they might try to fly off, which wouldn't be the best idea given the loss of communication with Dragonfly.
Sir, something's wrong.
What is it?
The hatch is half open. Did they report hydraulics failure?
How should I know? You were the last person in contact with the crew, Doctor.
Right.
Vamos investigar, né? Tá estranho.
I'm inside.
And? How is it?
Eles não poderiam voltar, nem se quisessem. Nos resta apenas um aterrizador.
For now, we have to assume that we are left with only one lander.
Is it that bad?
You don't need to be a technician to see that Beetle's lost its buzz.
That's unfortunate. I'm taking Hopper out of here. I'll send it directly to the camp as soon as we find a suitable landing zone.
Continue caminhando em direção ao acampamento. Nós não deveríamos estar aqui. Não, vamos ser positivo, né? Nós vamos conseguir.
We've gotten out of worse than this. Equipment breaks from time to time, that's normal. But now,
Go ahead. What's bothering you?
this lack of communication. It takes too long. Especially considering there's a cyberneticist amongst them.
Yes, it worries me too.
Será que a equipe toda estava aqui? Eu acho que sim, né? Caramba, que bonito. Olha isso.
Whoa. Damn. You were right, Cobble. It's beautiful here.
Bom, bora continuar explorando, né?
I have an object in sight. This is where they searched the ocean's biocenosis.
Meaning... Oh, where they caught that fish, right?
Yeah. They stopped here first, then walked along the coastline northward.
Correct. But I think you might consider taking a shortcut towards the east, straight to the camp.
Just need to find the right route.
Tá, então não é pra lá que a gente vai direto pro acampamento. Ali foi onde eles capturaram aquele peixe, né?
They stopped for a break.
How do you know? Are there any signs of the crew?
Alguém estava fumando aqui.
I found a cigarette butt and a pack. Someone was smoking here,
So, they didn't give a damn about the regulations.
disrupting the ecosystem.
That's not the point. I understand you want to minimize the effects of our interference here, Doctor, but the mission's safety is at stake. I don't think I have to explain to you the dangers of igniting a dusty atmosphere. Preserving the integrity of Regis 3's already extinct ecosystem is not a priority in this scenario. Negligible, actually.
Caramba, ele ficou bravo, hein? Eu ouso discordar. Eu acho que as duas coisas são importantes. Sim, concordo plenamente, claro.
That's true. It's just, apart from keeping our crew safe, I also have academic concerns.
Deixa eu dar uma olhada
That's
aqui.
completely understandable, Doctor. However, we must focus on the mission. It has the highest priority, always.
Forgive me, but such thinking is an anti-example of the galactocentric code. We should explore other worlds, while keeping our own interference to a minimum, whether in the solar system, in the far reaches of the Milky Way, or in a completely different galaxy.
I've heard a thing or two about galactocentrism. Do not meddle in other non-human matters. Seize the void, but do not attack that which has developed its own equilibrium over millions of years. Do not consider anything other than human as either better or worse. It all sounds beautiful, Doctor.
Excuse my interruption, sir. Can you please confirm that I'm on the correct route?
Yes, I confirm. This rate will reach the camp within an hour. So, continuing, or someone else's well-being. In my opinion, this is an idealized doctrine of scientists who spend most of their lives idly gazing at the sky.
Like me?
Not at all. You are actively involved in space exploration, Doctor.
Found a convenient passage.
Excellent. Please speed ahead. You still have a long way to go.
Well then, you should save your breath, Astrogator.
Aqui tem de vegetação também, né?
What is this? Astrogator, I found a peculiar inorganic structure. It looks like some spiky metal growths.
Artificial plants? Is spontaneous growth possible with this type of structure?
I've never seen anything like this. I
Ixi.
wish I had time to run some tests.
When the
I feel nauseous. Suddenly. That's not it. I feel darkness. Hang on.
Eu acho que esse não é o caminho, não. Deixa eu dar uma olhada no mapa aqui. Continue caminhando em direção ao acampamento. Tá, só que... E agora? Cadê o acampamento? Será que já passou? Agora eu consigo descer aqui ou vai dar esse BO de novo? Ah, já passou, já.
I have a feeling we're in the dark. We have to find a way.
Continue sua busca por Dr. Gorsky. Tá, bom. Essas plantas fizeram ela lembrar daquele episódio, né? Pô, podia ter uma lanterna aqui. Já tá mais claro. Caramba, que lugar bonito.
Are you there? Over. I guess that's a no. Is everything all right?
Yes, all good. We're already in the infirmary on life support. You found them in time.
Sinto que cheguei tarde demais. Eles reagiram de alguma forma? E a Merit? Perguntar se eles reagiram de alguma forma.
How about their reactions? Have they regained consciousness? I mean, maybe one of them said something.
Unfortunately, they're still unresponsive. I'll let you know if anything changes. I'm doing an EEG on them right now.
Caramba, esse Dr. Gorsky foi longe mesmo, hein?
Guess I know where Gorska was going.
Ah, e agora? Acho que tem um caminho aqui, ó. Não? Caramba. Eu saio desse buraco. Será que ela vai descer escalando? Ah, tem uma corda aqui.
I confirm. Gorski was here. His rope is still hanging from the slope.
That's a good sign. Since he left it, he intends to come back this way.
But why hasn't he yet? Going down after him. Tell me one more thing. When it comes to Marit, are you going to use a grave tapper?
Yes, I am considering that as a possibility. And what is your opinion? Should we look into her brain?
Vamos usar o necroleitor para extrair as memórias
The
dela.
more we know, the better chance we have to help others.
Ah, mas tinha certeza que ia dar merda.
Just a report.
One sec.
Acho que eu vi pegadas lá
I'm at
embaixo.
the end of the rope.
Isn't that good?
Not at all.
Tá vendo ali as pegadas? E agora como que eu vou descer dessa bagaça aqui?
I'm stuck. I'm hanging with all my weight on the rope, away from the wall. There's still a fair few meters left to the ground.
Can you go back?
Using just my hands, strapped with all this extra weight? No, not a chance.
What if you sway?
I can just jump off.
Ah, perigoso.
Safe?
Não mesmo.
A substantial fall on unsteady ground. This is hardly a maneuver that I would describe as safe.
So let's take a moment to analyze the situation.
I'm thinking, if Gorski went down this way and didn't break anything,
Yeah, we don't know that, Yasna. He could keep going even with injuries.
Não, mas tem passos lá, ele não quebrou nada. Tem outra ideia?
all right, so do you have another idea? Oh, will I be hanging like this until the end of time itself?
There is a certain possibility, or rather uncertain, but maybe it's worth trying.
I'm listening.
Can you see the probe?
Sim.
Yes. It's flying near me.
Good. If I instructed it to fly as close as possible to you, you could grab onto it.
É uma
Are
ideia.
you sure it will hold me?
That I cannot guarantee.
Vamos tentar.
All right, let's give it a try.
I'm entering the instruction. You must guide me.
1 metro pra frente.
1 meter forward. I can't reach it. A bit closer, please.
Agora sim. Não! Aí, vai que dá. Aí, boa.
You could say so.
Coitada da sonda.
I fell from a lower height. It was a soft landing, though.
We had our last contact with Regis a few minutes after noon. Even then, Dr. Gorski was walking alone. Communications blew up shortly before he got here. He didn't take a tent. Anyway, what's the idea of doing it alone?
O que é tudo
Any other
isso?
good reason?
É incrível.
This place is amazing. It's all made up of these structures.
Caramba, olha.
Except they don't look like creations of nature anymore.
Maybe that's why Dr. Gorski, not to mention the
Opa.
Alliance.
Well, if we're looking for something on this planet, this could be it. These structures form entire multi-story complexes. They look like a city.
Are you saying that
No. There's no point in jumping to conclusions yet. Dr. Gorski set up the flags.
So, he kept going, despite the lack of communication with the rest.
You'd have to see it with your own eyes, sir. This place. Gorski may have lost himself in his... Are you receiving a signal?
What signal?
From Dr. Gorski.
No, none. Why are you asking?
He tried to open up a connection, set up a transmitter.
There's nothing on the comms, but I'll check the record history. Please give me a moment.
Left or right? All right. I'll squeeze through the passage.
2 more hours.
Huh?
That's all Gorski has left of oxygen, at best.
And at worst?
He's just finishing it up. Though it all depends on his activity.
Ele pode respirar nessa
If I
atmosfera?
remember correctly, the atmosphere here is breathable.
Basically, yes. Dr. Krauter, however, warned that the methane content...
I know. But the effects won't be immediate. That gives us a few extra hours.
É morrer? Talvez ele não morra. Pode acontecer igual aconteceu com os outros lá. Ficar meio
I've gone over everything in that area.
zoadão, né?
Ah, I see the probe.
Ela encontrou alguma coisa interessante.
Has it found anything?
It's not making any measurements at the moment.
Oh, why?
The overload protection is activated. Until I do a reset, it's on manual control.
Oh, is it because of my flight?
It's possible, but please don't worry about it. What matters is that you're fine.
Eu posso ajudar?
Wouldn't it be better if I helped you? I can close it manually after all. It's a bit like Pando.
Caramba, olha que lugar.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Doctor.
A colony of populous tremoloids. American aspen. The new trees grow not from seeds, but from rootsuckers of old trees. As a result, it's one giant organism, thousands of years old.
So you're in a dead metal forest.
Exatamente, uma floresta de metal morta.
Maybe.
Dá essa impressão.
Something has been recorded after all. But there are plenty of errors in the transmission header. It's hard to say whether this is a message from Gorski.
Vamos ouvir.
Well then, sir, play it. Maybe we'll finally find out what's going on with the doctor.
Let's hope so. Gorski to base.
Ó,
I repeat, this is Gorski. Base, come in. No doubt, it's him. Well, let's keep listening. But as soon as you report anything, Doctor, I'll stop the recording. Bugger. No confirmation again. I report. I've made an amazing discovery. Geometric structures that a thicket of bushy, pointed rods and slats. Mostly iron, but not only. Molybdenum, carbon, tungsten. Altogether similar to a giant integrated circuit. A million swarm of tangled cables. Not a trace of electric current, polarity, not even residual magnetism. Maybe once upon a time, centuries ago, petawatts or exawatts of power flowed this way. To compare with something, it's probably a machine. Some kind of information collective structure. Maybe it was some kind of electronic brain. It makes me think of the Lyrans. A race of extinct sentient beings. Supposedly, they knew about light astrogation before we invented the wheel. They had to save themselves from the explosion of Nova. They sent ships. The remains of those ships have been found, ashed to a chip glued together. I've seen hypothetical schematics. The structures here remind me of those. Okay, moving on. Readings. Well, that's it. What follows is just a humming noise. Any thoughts, Doctor?
So far, it all leads to one conclusion. This is not a place for a man, nor for any humanoids.
Then who is it for?
Maybe it's really an alien technology. Those Lyrans.
As far as I know, all information about the Lyran civilization is just guesswork. Many consider Lyrans to be just a myth, so I wouldn't take it too seriously.
Mas eu acho que isso faz sentido.
Well, I think there might be something to it.
Galera, vou aproveitar que o jogo acabou de salvar nessa parte e vou finalizar o vídeo por aqui. Espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo. Se você gostou, deixe aí o seu like, dá uma força pra gente. Se você não for inscrito no canal, se inscreva, deixe aí seus comentários. Um grande abraço e até o próximo vídeo. Fui!